Don't want to bring up Panto again.
Scott Mills.
Thank you, it is. Even after all of those shows, I know I still have much to learn, but I'm thinking I should reach out to Jefferson Parlett from Plymouth. Do you know why Jefferson is in the news? Because he's the first person in the world to receive a master's degree in pantomime at Staffordshire University. This is a bit like the guy we used to have on all the Eurovision semi-finals, Dr. Eurovision. He's a doctor of Eurovision. This is the same. So this all came about, the Masters in Panto, when Jefferson saw an advert in a magazine, applied, and then they gave him a spot on the course there and then, and he says it's been a dream come true. It's Radio 2, who's this?
It's Jefferson. How are you?
Oh, we mentioned you yesterday. You're the Panto man.
Oh, yes, I am.
Yes, oh yes you are.
How are you?
I'm really good. Nice to speak to you. Thank you for bringing up.
It is so surreal to speak to one of my radio heroes.
Oh, I've gone red. So, if you didn't hear yesterday's show, Jeff has a master's degree in pantomime, which is incredible. Tell me all about it.
I've always wanted to be an actor, and my earliest memory of the theatre was the pantomime at the Theatre Royal here in Plymouth.
It's a lot of people's first intro into theatre when they're a kid.
For a lot of kids, pantomime is the first thing, and that was exactly it for me. But I just wasn't getting seen for an audition. I would wait around backstage, the stage door, speak to all the actors and ask them how they got involved with it. But for them, it was traditions were inherited or sort of orally passed down, and there was no formal training. So when I read the stage newspaper, page 2, and that there was a Masters in Pantomime, I had to do it if it was fate.
It's a bit like Tony Blackburn, which we discovered earlier, answered an advert in a newspaper that we're looking for DJs.
I mean, I think that's a traditional way to do it, really, but it's I just had to jump on the bandwagon and got offered a place there and then.
I love it. How many pantos have you been in?
I've only been in one as part of my degree. That was a work experience placement. So I played Buttons in Cinderella, but I'm now available as a marketable pantomime comedian.
Wow, you've put yourself out there, Jeff. Who would be your dream person to play or your dream role?
It would have to be Buttons in Cinderella. It would have to be the one who plays the games with the kids, has that interaction, and just make people feel good.
Have you wanted to be in Panto as far back as you can remember?
Do you know what? I think the earliest I can remember is 2003. It was Dick Whittington and Gary Wilmot played Dick. And he could just look at the audience, pull a facial expression, and it's putty in his hands.
Yeah.
He just had it. And then the year after, it was Brian Conley playing Buttons in Cinderella.
Amazing.
And I turned to my mum and dad and said, this is what I want to do.
Do you know what? When I did it, I had so much fun. And I learned a lot in the space of 5 weeks. I learned what the ghost gag is.
Brilliant.
I learned what a slosh is. I have to admit, when I came out of the Panto bubble, I had a little cry. I was really sad it was over, yeah.
Don't be telling me that.
It's all right. It's all just beginning for you, Jeff. It starts today.
Well, that's like I said. I'm now ready to go into the market, but as long as I can do it with you, Scott, then that's just the icing on the cake, isn't it?
Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much for ringing up.
Thank you so much for having me on.
I'm not your hero. Stop it.
Oh yes, you are.
Oh no, he isn't.
Oh, no, he isn't.
Jeff, thanks for being on.
Great to speak to you, Scott. Thank you so much for having me on.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Now.